I just caught up with One Piece's dub because I am a dub watcher, and
Traitor!
Christine here is a sub watcher. So we're gonna talk a little bit about dub and sub real quick, and also talk about like One Piece specifically, I suppose. So have you ever watched the One Piece dub?
You know what? I can't really say that I have, but the reason being is that every time I hear dub, it immediately like turns me off on the anime.
Really?
Like I don't want to watch it. Yeah, for some reason. But I think I did start it off watching Inuyasha dub.
Yeah,
So that
same.
probably was like the first anime I ever watched dub, and then I did my own research, and then I looked up like the other anime and sub for some reason. Well, probably because it's made in sub.
Yeah.
It just fit a lot better, and then dub for me sounded just way too
Weird.
dramatic and weird. It didn't fit the characters, in my opinion, and that's why I don't watch dub.
No,
But
that's a good argument for always watching sub because that's like the original. But I think
yeah,
but I think the voice actor of Goku, I can't remember his exact name right now, but he said something along the lines of dub is essentially a new experience for the viewers. So it's like instead of it being a duplicate of what the sub should be, it's like a new experience almost,
oh,
which is not necessarily like always a good thing, but I when I heard him say that, I was like, that's very true because like when I watch Dragon Ball Z and I watch Dragon Ball Super or something, I feel like I like Dragon Ball Super so much more having watched the actual dub. But that's also because I grew up with Dragon Ball Z with the dub voices. So
yeah, that's really interesting. I wonder what like type of similarities and what the comparison is then, like for people who have watched dub and sub.
yeah, well, I mean, it really depends on the anime, of course. I think for One Piece, the dub is the dub characters are a lot of them are Dragon Ball Z characters.
Oh,
For instance, Usopp is Krillin, Zoro is the same as Piccolo and Vegeta, Sanji is the same as Trunks,
that's
older
cool.
Trunks.
So is it like a throwback for you?
Yeah, it was very interesting because at first I would be like, I'm hearing Trunks or I'm hearing Piccolo talk right now. But then eventually I got so used to it that it's like I'm starting to hear actually like Zoro talking or something. And they do make it slightly different. So yeah.
So how far along is the dub versus the sub?
It's at like 500, the later 500, so like 580 something, I think.
Okay, it's not bad. And the sub is like at 600 something, I think.
The sub is at like 900 something, isn't
Never
it?
mind. I'm
Yeah.
not really caught up with the anime, but I am caught up with the manga so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. So there's a good distance between the two. But man, I love everything that's happened so far. You know the video we previously made trying to convince OC to watch it? I'm like
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't do the anime justice in that video at all. 'Cause
Maybe you should have. Is Osea a Dragon Ball Z fan?
yeah, but I believe I mentioned it to him already, so yeah.
I think One Piece has definitely has its own merits, but I also think it's a really good, similar to The Office, like it's a really good background noise.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know if OC is like a huge Dragon Ball Z fan or anything like that. I
Oh,
know
okay.
Chuku is, but not sure about OC. Have to ask him. But
Yeah.
but yeah, the arc where spoilers by the way, the arc where for anyone listening, the arc where they rescue his brother or they try to rescue him, Ace. That was a great arc. The prison arc especially,
Yep.
Impel Down. That was my favorite for sure.
That's where they had the same Devil's Fruit, right? It was the flame one, I think, as his brother.
Yeah, yeah, but Impel Down was when like they were trying to rescue him because he was in the bottom level of the prison, and then Luffy met up with like a whole bunch of basically past villains, and I just loved it he just collected everyone and they all busted out, and then they almost rescued Ace. I just I hate the fact that like he went down like that, but
It's definitely gonna get better from there, because there's the creator. There's like the creativity in the storyline. It's pretty much endless, and the characters that they introduce, and how they impact the main characters is really good.
Yeah, yeah. I wish watched up to that point to like try to convince him, because like that, knowing all those things, I would have tried so much harder. I would have been like, this is a great anime. You gotta watch this anime. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention, because definitely didn't do One Piece justice in that video.
You can send him this video.
Yeah, I'll tell him to watch this video.
Yeah, I think honestly, dub or sub, as long as you enjoy the anime and the anime community, I think that's pretty much all that matters. As long as, you get something like some sort of satisfaction or whatnot from it, then it's fine.
Yeah, but I will say that dubs and subs, like dub, well, there are some good ones and some bad ones. So, for instance, I think Death Note, their dub is really good, in my opinion. And there's a whole bunch of animes with really bad dubs as well. Like personally, in One Punch Man, I can't stand Genos' voice in dub. Like it just sounds so dumb to me. Sorry if anyone likes Genos' voice in dub, but it just sounds bad. So it's really about which anime it is, in my opinion. Because like some of them just have terrible dubs, in my opinion. But Dragon Ball, I'll say this: I'd rather watch the dub than the sub, like any day.
So how do you usually watch anime as a dub or with dub?
It depends. If it's gonna be something that I rewatch, sometimes I'll leave it as dub, because I'm like editing a video or something, and then I just leave it like as dub because it's easier to like listen to. But if I'm like fully immersed, most of the time I'll put it as sub. Usually new animes, I'll be actually immersed so I can judge it properly.
Yeah.
So I'll usually have it as sub.
I actually, speaking of dub and sub, I believe all the Studio Ghibli films that I've watched are in dub. So I don't watch it with Japanese. It's usually all English. But the people that voice the dub versions for Studio Ghibli they're all pretty famous.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you're talking about a movie production that is
that
probably had a
that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I guess I can't really say for anime experience, but movie experience is not bad. It's really good.
Yeah. I will say this as the last thing, because we'll mention it later. We'll talk about it later. But for Shokugeki no Soma or Food Wars, I was watching the dub in the first season, and I thought the main character's performance was pretty good. But then like some of the other characters I didn't like. For instance, Arena's dub voice just sounded way too bitchy, I guess. It sounded overly bitchy, so it just I couldn't stand it. But once I went over to the subs and started watching it, I got real confused. Or not confused, but I was like, the main character's voice became the same voice actor as Kirito from Sword Art.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm listening to Kirito talk right now. And it got like really, not confusing, but almost frustrating to me. Like a little weird.
But I think they probably casted it right for dub, because she is supposed to be kind of like a stuck-up bitchy person. In the beginning,
yeah. But I'm caught up with the anime now, and I think the sub does a better job portraying her, in my opinion.
I think it's a really good anime, as long as you get over all the fan service and tentacles.
We'll talk about it more later.
Yeah.
But that'll be it for our discussion of dub and sub, and a little bit of a trying to redeem myself about that One Piece video. But yeah, we'll talk about this more later.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let us know what you guys think about One Piece, and if you prefer dub or sub.
Yeah, like comment below about which dubs you think are really good. I don't think that there are dubs that are going to be better than subs other than Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion. But if you feel that a dub is stronger than a sub, I really want to know.
Yeah, convince me to watch a dub anime.
Yeah.